What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Hollyscoop's Just Saying. I'm Heather Gardner.
I'm Stephanie Gray.
All right, Stephanie, we are talking today about something that actually is literally breaking my heart right now.
So sad.
This is Brad Pitt's first interview in almost a year, and his first interview since the divorce announcement that shocked us, shocked Hollywood, dare I say the world. Angelina Jolie. So this is a big deal, and he did not hold back any feelings.
I was surprised,
Me too.
man.
I really was.
I almost feel like he's reached the point in his life where he almost feels like he doesn't have much to lose.
Right.
And he's so vulnerable right now, and you can tell he just is spilling it out there because he is vulnerable.
Right.
That's what I got.
You know what? I appreciate it, even though it was full of a lot of juicy information, there was no shade. Like, you can still tell that he loves Angelina Jolie and the family they built.
Yes.
But you're right, like, you could see it in the tone, but you can also see it in the photos in GQ style. Doesn't he look drained? That was my first feeling.
He looks drained. I think part of it is, the drama that could age someone. And drinking, man. Being an alcoholic takes a toll on your appearance.
Yeah, and that actually was the biggest tidbit that we kind of gathered from this very, very long interview with GQ Style. He says a lot. I urge you to read it because it's very, very good and insightful. If you're a fan of Brad Pitt, we can only go through the biggest things in it, which is, of course, the alcohol. And I think in a way, he didn't say these words, but I feel like he was admitting that kind of ruined his marriage.
I feel like he's blaming himself in this whole entire thing where most people, if your wife tore your kids away and accused you of, child abuse or whatever it exactly was, you would be mad forever. You would just want the death of them. You'd go after them. And I almost feel like he takes full responsibility and feels like it was deserved.
He said, I was boozing too much. It just became a problem. I don't want to live that way anymore. And now he said that he has given up drinking completely, even pointing out that he has a winery and still is not drinking. Nothing. No white Russians, which he said was his favorite. Nothing anymore.
And he's into matcha now, and he's trying to have this health kick, and he wants to be, quote, more for his kids. And he said something interesting that when he gets into his work mode, which he's been working through all of this.
Gosh, yes.
That's the one steady thing. Forget his personal life. He is like diligent about work. But while he's working hard, he kind of gets in that mode. And he said he doesn't hear things and he doesn't listen to his kids. And he wants to try to do that more now.
And he actually said that he's been going through therapists and he found a good one now. He's been in therapy since the very beginning and he's still in therapy, kind of just dealing with everything. And I think the most heartbreaking thing, besides like that his personal life has kind of fallen apart, his family life has obviously fallen apart, is that he just doesn't know what to do with his kids because their lives have fallen apart too. And again, he blames himself. I mean, he said, we just do everything for the kids. It's just very, very jarring, he said, to suddenly have their family ripped apart. I'm getting chills, thinking about this.
It's just sad, and it does rip the family apart, and I think he feels like he's probably hit rock bottom. But he said something interesting in the interview. He said he's from a family, because I do believe that a lot of people's issues in their adult life stems from their childhood.
Yes.
And maybe he's talking about this in therapy, maybe not, but he said that in his childhood, he came from a family where if you got a bruise and you got a scrape, it's considered admirable and like macho to not talk about it and not complain and not share your feelings and be tough. And now he's noticing that that's a detriment because he should be sharing feelings and communicating with his kids, and he's used to being like the tough dad guy. But
now it's so different. And the family dynamic has obviously changed because he talked about how terrible it was for him to have to move out of their home. I know, right? I'm seriously getting chills here. He lived on a friend's couch. He said for a month and a half after he moved out, and he said he was just so reclusive.
Right.
He just shut everybody out, his kids, his family, obviously Angelina, they weren't speaking at the time. But yeah, it's so eye-opening, this interview. But like I said,
now he's in his kids, what he calls his kids' childhood home. And I feel like that's to try to win them back and make them feel comfortable. And their bikes were all outside during the interview because it was taking place in the childhood home. And I don't know.
I know, but like I said, as much as we learned from this interview about him, to his credit, and I can't thank him enough for this, he did not shade Angelina. No. Not one single bad thing about her. In fact, he said that he didn't even want the divorce. He tried to make it work. He said he clung on to it, but then realized that old saying is kind of true. You have to, if you love something,
someone, set it free.
Set it free.
He has no negative thoughts about her. He said that they're a united front now, and they have come out with a joint statement
they have.
saying that they're going to be united. They're not going to make their court documents public,
That's
and
great.
they're going to try to do this in the least messy way possible. But he must feel pretty bad about himself for all of that drama to not make him angry and to make him resent himself. Like, he must really have been pretty terrible, it makes me think.
At least, but I think everybody in their own sense always is their worst critic. No matter what's happening on the outside for the world to see, he blames himself. That's evident when we read this article. He blames himself, and so he's trying to come back from that. But I am rooting for him. Like,
I am
for
too.
real.
I want him to find a new girl and maybe even have some more kids with another person, be there for his kids, maybe put his career on the back burner so he doesn't die with this guilt that he wasn't a family man like he could have been.
But he can come back from that. His kids will forgive him. Angelina has forgiven him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna come back from this. I mean, who doesn't want Brad Pitt to like get the happy ending?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he'd be such a sad soul.
It really is. All right, so you guys, you need to read this article. Very, very entertaining. Even if you're not like into the Hollywood lifestyle, just as like a family man coming. If you have a family,
Just like the life
everybody,
behind the biggest celebrity in the world, so to speak. Like, that's fascinating.
It's eye-opening. I'm not kidding when I said I've had chills like talking about this entire time. Read the article. Let us know your feelings on this in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe to our channel, guys, because we love this stuff.
Yeah.
All right, you
Talk for
guys.
hours.
Subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Later, gang.
Bye.